Welcome to CLIC Connect. I'm your host, Craig Sullivan, and we've got a new guest. First time on the show joining us, but before we do that, we're here to bring more awareness to the hotel industry, especially here in California. It's such a vibrant part of the California experience in the economy. We are a huge economic engine. So if you want to be in California hospitality, or you are, this is the show for you. And I'd like to thank our production partner, Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group, California. Without them and without you, our audience, we wouldn't have a show. So when you call them, let them know that producer Danny and I sent you to them. You need to get your hotel deals closed on time. They're a great source for you. So with that, I would like to introduce our guest, Mr. Michael Castro, Senior Vice President, Franchise Sales and Development, Select Service Brands, U.S. and Canada with Sonesta Hotels. Mike, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
Craig, I'm doing well, thank you. And I appreciate you getting my entire title in there. I'm not sure how much time we have, but that may have used up everything that we had today.
Oh, no, we can go on for hours. It's just about, not trying to take up too much of your time, my friend.
No, I've got all the time in the world for you today. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Mike, would you please tell the audience a little bit about yourself and Sonesta Hotels?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Craig. The Sonesta Hotels and Resorts has been on this meteoric drive, I guess is the way that I'd like to say it. We've shot from 80 hotels in 2019 to nearly 1,300 hotels across the U.S. Today we're in 8 countries and 3 continents, and it's been quite a journey considering the events of the last nearly 24 months now in regards to the pandemic. So the growth for Sonesta certainly has been profound, and I think that's probably an understatement.
I couldn't agree more with you. I mean, it has been like a meteor streaking across the night skies with you guys, and congratulations on all that.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's talk about your territory a little bit and the Select Service Brands and your team, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So my team covers the entire U.S. and Canada, and it is primarily in the U.S. It's for our legacy brands. So Sonesta, in just about a year ago, acquired the Red Lion Hotels portfolio of franchises, and that came all the way from Red Lion Hotels, Red Lion Inn and Suites, through America's Best Value and Tonight's Inn. So that acquisition was completed actually on St. Patrick's Day of 2021. So I imagine there was probably a little bit of toasting of some green beer on that day. And that brought 900 franchises over to Sonesta. And so basically, I lead the franchise development efforts across the U.S. for those brands. But as you said in the intro there, I also cover Canada. So I've got a team of franchise sellers that cover Canada, and that's actually for all 12 of our brands. So the legacy brands that came over in the acquisition, and then the Sonesta brands that we franchise in the U.S. and Canada.
Nice. I don't know, Mike. I'm kind of feeling that summertime live show at a Sonesta Hotel in Vancouver overlooking the water might be really a lot of fun. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, with this explosive growth that you had last year, let's get into that. You've got 8 countries that you're in now, 3 continents.
That's correct.
Did I hear you right?
Yeah, that is correct.
So what countries in total are you in now?
Well, we're in the U.S.
Canada and the U.S.
Yeah, U.S. and Canada. So we have the majority of our locations, in the United States, but we're in Latin American countries. We have arrangements with a third party company that operates our hotels in Latin America as well. Okay. But primarily U.S. and Canada at the moment. But world domination is the ultimate goal.
And I love it. Everybody goal, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a big goal, but it's one that our CEO Carlos Flores says often. So so we all ring the bell with him right there. But yeah, the growth has been pretty dynamic. Obviously, the strategic acquisition of RLH, but that was on top of the Sonesta Brands growing from the 80 hotels that they had back in 2019 to the rebranding of a number of assets that were with other franchise companies. So really, they made the bold move to take nearly 300 of their owned assets and then convert them into the Sonesta portfolio. So yeah, we're a franchise company. We're a franchise forward. That's what we do. But we happen to own 25% of our assets too, which puts us distinctly different in the franchise space.
I think it does. And you know what? I think if I'm a franchisee, I'm liking that because you are experiencing not only the upside that I am, but you're also seeing the pain in real time as well. And I think that gives you an adaptability to react to a scenario quicker than most of the other brands out there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I would say the one thing from going from a public to private transaction, because RLH was a public company and Sonesta Hotels has been a private company, albeit they sit within a REIT that's publicly traded. That public to private allowed us to have more of an owner-centric mindset when it comes to franchising. Listen, every company says that they take an owner lens approach, but when you have $3 billion in real estate under the Sonesta portfolio of owned managed hotels, that is true commitment there. And so as we are looking at investments within our properties, we have to take an owner's lens because we truly are owners. Last month, SVC, which is the parent company of Sonesta, that's the REIT that the properties sit in, made an announcement that they're going to be investing over $600 million into their owned assets over the course of the next 36 months. So that to me is true investment.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with you. So tell us more about this owner-centric mindset that Sonesta has. I think the audience would really love to hear about this.
Yeah, so I've worked for other franchise companies, and listen,
Right.
all of them are good companies. They truly are. We've got a lot of friends and peers, and I call them competitive colleagues out there in the industry. I think where Sonesta differs, and this is where our franchisees and partners can come along with us, is that we're not going to create onerous brand standards that were created in a lab somewhere on the East Coast,
Right.
Without taking true input from the franchisee. Because again, everything that we would ask a franchisee to do to come along the journey with us, we have to do the same thing. We can't just talk the talk and not walk it, right? It can't be lip service because we're growing a franchise company in an incredibly difficult time. I mean, not just a pandemic, but all the growing brands out there. And we want to grow. We want to grow fast, but we also want to grow logical. And taking that owner-centric mindset will lead us to the path forward.
Absolutely. Do me a favor and name off your select service brand so that the audience has a good understanding of what you are, from select service to extended stay, if you would, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, if you don't mind, I'll just take a moment and I'll cover all 12 brands that we franchise today.
Great. Love it.
So we have Sonesta Hotels and Resorts. So think about full service convention style hotels in urban and secondary markets, but they're going to be that traditional hotel with the food and beverage in the meeting space. That is Sonesta Hotels and Resorts. Sonesta Select, that is that's your upscale select service product. So it's going to have a food and beverage element to it and some meeting space, but not quite as dynamic as a Sonesta Hotels and Resorts. Sonesta ES. So this brand's actually been with Sonesta since 2012. So it's Sonesta Extended Stay. It also competes in the upscale space. It's going to have all the traditional offerings of an upscale extended stay product. And then there's Sonesta Simply Suites, which is our mid-scale extended stay offering. And it's quite frankly, it's one of our largest brands today. We have quite a few assets that sit within the Simply Suites model. We have Hotel RL, which is an upscale boutique experience, very lifestyle oriented. We have Red Lion Hotels, which is your mid-scale with food and beverage and meeting space offering. So that's how distinctly different it is from Sonesta Hotels and Resorts. We have Red Lion Inn and Suites, which is our select serve without food and beverage, so sits solidly in that mid-scale space. We have Guest House Extended Stay, which is our upper economy, lower mid-scale extended stay offering. So we have 3 different brands within the extended stay portfolio that we can serve both upscale, mid-scale, and then upper economy. Signature Inn, that's one of the brands that we're most excited about. And that's why I love being on this today, especially geared towards a California audience. So Signature Inn is, it's a brand that goes outside the ordinary. So Craig, when your audience and you are thinking about how do I repurpose that single load property that's on the prime location and the A dirt and those coastal cities or those destination markets along the West Coast, or quite frankly, in a lot of parts of the country, we want Signature Inn to be that solution. It's mid-century modern, it's retro chic, it's whatever you want to call it, but it has an owner-centric lens and a flat fee model, to be honest, which is kind of unheard of in the hospitality franchise space these days. In addition to Signature, we have America's Best Value. That's our engine. We've got nearly 600 assets. It's easily our largest brand and one that I think we're probably most known for, and that's again America's Best Value. We have Canada's Best Value, so it's brother, it's sister that lives in Canada, and then we've got Nights in the budget and economy space. That was a brand that Red Lion RLH had acquired back in 2018 from one of my competitive colleagues out there.
Love it. Love it. Now, I'm really enjoying what you just said about Signature, that mid-century modern vibe. It's that hearkening back to the old Route 66 road trip.
Exactly.
You know, not only does it work for an old person like me, that remembers that was on Route 66 as a small child, but it's also for the younger generations that are looking for that experience and they want to see those things. There's some great examples throughout, you know, California, Palm Springs for one, parts of San Diego, Los Angeles, and all the way up the coastline. So I'm really enjoying that idea. Now, you said it was a flat rate. Is that based on room count? How did you guys pull that off? I mean, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm loving that.
Yeah, thank you. It is. It's a flat fee model based on the doors at the hotel. So, you know, a 50, 60 room property. It's a very simple flat fee model, and it was designed again with that owner-centric mindset from a cost standpoint. So if someone has honestly a 50 room property that's doing $2 million a year, it's 2.5% on the franchise fees. Wow. Basically, if you break it into that lens, the way that we like to look at it, Craig, is this way. And in addition to Signature, we also have the flat fee model on Guest House Extended Stay, Nights in, Canada's Best Value, and then of course Signature. But the way that we like to look at it, and is the way that I explain it to owners, is that you're going to pay me for that door once, and then the other 29 or 30 days of the month, you're getting all the revenue. And so the owner really truly does enjoy the benefit on a northern trajectory on their revenues.
That is owner centric. I love it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I think
thank you.
Phenomenal success just with that program. I mean,
we've got some pretty great locations with Signature along the West Coast. You know, today we're in Temecula, Santa Clara, Oakland, Eugene, Oregon, and we're growing it out east. But definitely the California market has really resonated towards this because, let's face it, land cost of construction, it can be somewhat prohibitive to tear down a hotel that's got some useful life. And we feel like Signature, with its mid-century modern flair, we can give that property new life for sure.
No pressure, just thinking, what you just said. Our other show is Check Out California, which is our road trip, exploring the Golden State and showing off the best of hospitality. That might be a really good opportunity to show off Signature on that show. We'll do multiple locations and roll it into, a two-parter at least. So, but again, no pressure. Just
time and date. Let us know. We'll be there, Craig. We'll be there.
Sounds good. All right. You ready for the lightning round, my friend?
Let's go for it.
All right. We got 2 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Labor.
It's the thing that probably keeps owners up at night. And quite honestly, we have 10,000 employees and we have about 2,000 open positions. And so it's something that keeps Sonesta up at night as well.
Team.
You win with your team and you lose with your team. I've got a fantastic team of franchise sales folks that we have built from all industries. And to me, it's more about the team than what have you done for the last 30 years.
There you go. Hotel development.
Costly. We still have to figure out a way to bend back the costs and make it affordable. Liquidity has been eaten up over the last 24 months. So we've got to figure out a way to bend back the cost of construction.
Amenities.
Too many. We need to simplify it. Yeah, it's crazy. I remember back in the days when I was at Bellman, we used to deliver the iron and ironing boards to the rooms. And now if you don't have that, and you don't have a coffee maker, and you don't have this or that, it's keeping up with the Joneses. So the more that we can scale that down to what guests really want, I think that we can offer a value add to owners.
Absolutely. Road warrior.
Well, they're the bread and butter. They truly are. I think that's what's kept the interstate traffic, the I-5 properties, the I-90s, the properties that go east to west. That's what's kept the hotel business afloat over the last 24 months. Truly.
Favorite airport?
Oh, Portland. Best food by far.
Favorite hotel or resort?
My favorite hotel experience, and I'll just a shameless plug for a non-Sonesta property, is the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs. It is unbelievable. The experience is second to none. There you go. That was our lightning round. A little bit over 2 minutes, but you did a great job. Thank you. It was my first time, Craig. Come on. That's right. That's right. Yeah, don't worry. Next time you'll nail it. So let's see. I really don't know where to start. I mean, you delivered so much great information, everybody. But what about brand new ground up development right now? Let's talk about that for a minute. Mm-hmm. Are you getting your messaging out to people going, hey, we're an alternative to everybody else and we've got favorable terms? Are you offering key money, any of that? Talk to us about new development for a moment. Yeah, please. Ground up development is something that we're looking at definitely on the Sonesta Brands. The cost of the cost of land, cost of construction, all the components that go into new construction. It really is a lens that's geared to more towards the upper mid-scale, all the way to the upscale space. So while we're reviewing the cost models and trying to drive down the cost to make new construction more affordable in the mid-scale all the way to the economy space, it's the thing that if I want to do new construction, it's the thing that I'm most focused on. And probably what's kind of keeping me up at night is figuring out a way to do new construction in an affordable and cost-efficient manner. There you go. Mike, we're out of time. Shameless plug. How can everybody get a hold of you, please? Well, thank you. Obviously, you can reach me on LinkedIn, of course. Twitter, it's at Mike Castro 0520, mike.castro@sonesta.com, or heck, you know what? You can shoot me a text message at 509-464-9896. Yes, I'm in the 509. So there you go. Eastern Washington.
I love it. Mike, thank you for joining us today. And you know what? You've got an open invitation to come back anytime you want. We love breaking news too, by the way. So make sure that we're getting your press releases and we can help with that as well. Thank you very much. And you, our audience, you get to meet Mike on March 10th, 2022 at the 5th Annual California Lodging Investment Conference. So come talk to Mike, see what he has to say, what he can do to help you guys out there. Mike, thank you again. Appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks a lot, Craig. Thank you.
Thank you, our audience, for joining us today. Really means the world to producer Danny and I, and to our production partner, Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group, California. And again, come join us on March 10th, 2022 at the JW Marriott for the 5th Annual California Lodging Investment Conference. It's been 2 years since we've all been together for this conference. We did do a virtual one, but we're all going to be in the same room. We've got a lot to talk about. We will be following protocols set by the state, the county, and the CDC. So know that up front. That's also been on the website for the entire time. But go to CLIconference.com and take a look at the website, see our agenda, see our sponsors, our exhibitors. We've got a lot of great information for you, exclusively focused on the California hotel market. Thank you for joining us today. And as I always like to say, be kind, share your knowledge, and go be amazing.